Alright, so this live, I think this is going. Alright. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Going on to the coloring portion of this piece here. You can see here that I put a little bit of a border around it. This is actually just using the bordering where is it? Where did I put this? This thing. Make that differently. The bordering function basically to make it look a bit more like a card, and also to cover the bits I don't want to deal with. Because this period, there's a lot of parts I don't want to deal with. So, in terms of the lines that are left to do, I did end up not dealing with text that needs to be on the logo on her chest here. Don't know how I'm going to deal with that because I am not good at calligraphy. Couple of ways to deal with it. Probably seeing if I can just find a font that bends a little bit. Well, if I can bend it a little bit, it will look most of the way accurate. In letters, right? Because it's Sakurasaki. Yeah, it's 5 sounds, so it's 10 letters. I pick ups again. Why? I down some water. Oh, wait. Okay. I'm gonna try and start coloring it. I'm probably gonna try and deal with the text a lot. That is 100% the bit that I am the least confident on. So we're just gonna snatch up some colors here and color the logo first up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we want to color the Torii gate. Give me this pink. Slap that right into here. Oh right. Oh yeah. Oh, you're in front. Oh yeah, that's a problem. You need to. That's a problem. I did this under the assumption that I was gonna be behind. And that is definitely 100% not the case. Hold up. Just gonna have to color around this very carefully instead. Oh, that's not gonna work either. Hold on, how do I deal with this? That's a problem. Yeah. How am I gonna deal with this? Alright, let me just get that out. Let me just select not just this one part, but also front part, and then just plop that. You figure out how to deal with the hexagon at the back. Hexagon is currently a problem. Yikes! Probably better if I just go with the hard white here, right, for a shirt. We're going to take into account base. Well, so we'll do that. We'll do that. Just gonna slap this white like. That's bright. Alright, let me just take this for a moment. It really depends what I want to make the tracksuit. Point. What to do with the tracksuit? I want to just do a standard blue or greenish color. Just like the generic colors of tracksuits. Or do we go with pink? The fact is, our hair is also pink color. Let me just grab this and chuck this over here. Let's deal with everything that I don't need to think about first. Probably should. Give me this single solid color. Alright, now how do I deal with this? That's gonna need a bit of a cleanup, isn't it? Do I want to have her? Yeah, go over the top of the eyes a little bit. Alright, well, it's time for this. Okay, flashbang warning. Actually all of the parts I need? Okay, let me just stop selecting. I know. Collapse this, collapse this, collapse this. Alright, let's get in here and clean this up. Do I want... This doesn't matter, but do I want parts held over the... Oh! Ah! Like, what happened here? What's the line here? Get right into there for a moment. Okay. Alright, let's see what the heck happened up here. How bad is it? Alright, I should probably categorize this, shouldn't I? Let me... Yeah, that's... But let me just cut. How do I do this? I want to select only the pink. That should get everything. Let me just chop this out and... Can we really not pull out the little bits of... What is this currently selecting? It's selecting everything in the layer. Why is it not selecting this? Alright, give me the whole of this and let me just plop it into a different layer called hair. We just change this to a shirt. Probably don't need to separate this aggressively. Clothing portion, but... Oh. Okay, let's clean up the rest of this now. But why? Why is it just a little flick here that didn't fill in? Oh boy. Am I looking at anything? Oh, this is just me not being very good at lying. Really? You just like connect to each other so that I can just pop this and pop this, please. Somewhere around there. Alright, what else are we dealing with here? Just a little tiny bit here. Why that little bit right there? That's kind of random. A little bit of... Yeah, pop that out. Okay. Up, 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 up. Oh. Ooh. Hmm. Up, 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 up. Okay, so what we can do. Oh. Up, 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 do this, create selection. Then we go up to hexagon. Delete only the bit right over there. Is that good enough? Up, up, what shall we do with this? Let us go this way. Oh, what the heck is that? Oh, that's a giant seam. hum. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. Okay. Up, up, up. Up, up, um. Oh, I see another cat. Up, 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 Alright, let's go. What are we doing? Black? Brown? Up, 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 hum. Give me this. Up, 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 up. Hum, 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 hum. Up, 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 hum. Alright, there, all the parts I should be aware of. Oh, we didn't do here. Alright, give me the blue. Can we just run the blue? We just run the pink. Good run of a hot pink. Hmm. Oh, wait. Ba, 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 um. Up. Ba, 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 ba. Hmm. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. Um. Bup, bup, bup. Oh, where are we? I want this to be a unsaturated green. Hmm. Um. Ba-ba-bum. Oh, jeez. Uh. Um. Up, 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 hum, 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 hum. Up, up, um. Up, hum. Hum. Hmm. Let's see. Whoop. Hum. 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 Mm-hmm. Up, 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 up. Alright, I need a bell. Gimme. Where do I put this? I just stick it in the hair. Oh, what the heck happened here? That's a bit of a yikes. Ba, 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 ba. That can be this. Did there be anything on this? Hmm. Bum, bum, bum. Up, up. Where's the Weisel? Bum, ba, 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 bum, ba. Alright, let's just shove all of this into their folders. Um. Ba, 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 ba. Give me this. Ba, 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 ba. Um, um, ba, ba, ba. Alright, let's do that. Alright, let's see. How do I want to do this? Ba, 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 ba. Um, um, um. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba. Hum, hum, hum. Ba, 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 bum, ba, bum. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, right. Ba, 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 Let's do this. Where are you? Go. I'm gonna sit down. Ba, 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 bum. Oh, wait. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Well, let's see what we want to do here. I look a bit more yellow color here, don't I? Up, 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 up. Sure. Ba, 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 ba. Another one, do. Ba, ba, oh, there. This is Clip Studio Paint EX. Not the version that requires a subscription. The one-time purchase one. I just flipped it around. Alright, turn it down. Alright, then we want to go. Stick this by the front. Highlight. All good. What do we want to do to highlight? Light is coming from... Turn to... Where's this? Turn you. Do we want to go this side? Ain't it? Oh, my angle's a little off. That's why. Ah. Hmm. This needs to pull up earlier. How do I deal with that? This needs to pull up. Oh. Alright, then. Like. Neat. Okay, I don't really have a good, easy way to fix this portion, do I? Alright, don't look at that. I also want to like pop this up a little bit, not all the way. I want to. Oh, where's face? Yeah. That better? That feels better. Where's here? That feels better. Oh right, I also need Alright, let's have a look at this. Up. I just took this enough. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. How do I deal with this? I can put this into. Bup, bup, bum. Alright, well, here's that. What the hell? Here. Oh, I can see a spot of green down here. What the heck's that? Anything else you should know about there? No. Bup, bup, Hmm. Okay. Bup, 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 shall we do over here? Alright, let's go. Oh. Okay, ruler, get that out of here. I just pause this alert. Give me that. Up, up. Um, um, um. Alright, let's do this. Is there a gap here? There's a gap here, hold up. There's not a gap here. Why is there one pixel that's not? Yikes. Sure. What do I want to do here? I want to. That only works so you can actually understand it, right? And I wonder how different would have been if I had access to audiobooks back in the day. It was like on my second university degree before using YouTube was like a common thing for doing research, or, like learning new things. Like when I was first out of high school, it was still what? That was the phase of go to Wikipedia, go down to the references and then click on the references there, and then hope for the best. Digital audiobooks even become a common thing, actually. I don't feel like I really heard about audiobooks till like most of the way through like my first degree. Just have a look at Google. Can Google tell me this? When did audiobooks become common? Alright, back then they existed, but they were basically always behind the paywall. And so poor students basically never touched them. How ironic. How do I want to do like the remainder over here? Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually used the audiobook. I mean, ignoring the fact that I became increasingly visual once I left my high school group behind. And like thinking back on it, I don't know if my actual like learning was affected by who I chose to hang out with in high school. Because it was a very clear thing. Just for context, because I'm from East Asia, so I hung out with all of the Chinese and Koreans in high school, and a lot of them didn't come over until a bit later. They didn't grow up over here, or I think like some of them didn't even come along until like high school. So there was like a very heavy emphasis on reading and understanding and memorization. The very like standard way of like studying for students from those regions that I was generally a part of because of the circle I was with. Gotta say, it did not work for me. I was really bad at it. It probably should have been obvious since I effectively grew up in a different environment. No way. Let's do this something. Bup, 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 I have found that I do generally have an interest in learning, but I cannot learn if you just give me a book and tell me to read the text on it. I don't learn anything from textbooks. Which is something I feel like I refused to believe when I was in high school, just because I was of the people I was with a lot of the time. But I was basically surrounded by people who basically lived by that general standard of learning. And if I need to learn something nowadays, I need visual. That's like the main thing I've understood. It has to be visual. And it doesn't even need to be... It doesn't need audio. I can figure it out as long as you give me like a visual representation of everything. I mean, I confused my colleagues when oh, this is actually also a really stupid story, but the way one of my colleagues actually described me was that I was overqualified but underexperienced, which for some reason led to me being the one teaching other people who joined at the same time as me. Because that meant the senior members could go do their own thing while I was the one teaching people. Probably like the weirdest thing to be described as by people at work, especially when they're like the management people who are like and who have like a say in who's being hired. Oh, that's the wrong color. It is supposed to be part of the tracksuit. But when I explained the basics of object and data-oriented programming to my colleagues who were from a business background, I was like, I was drawing diagrams and describing the whole thing as a factory, and they just looked at me like I was crazy. Which was definitely a fun part of that. Like, okay, so like when you this name in front of this parameter is the name that you put on the box, or is the description of what is inside the box. So when you take this and you move it along, you give it to someone else, they know that the thing inside the box is what's inside or what's on the label. And I think the most surprising thing with the business people was when uh there was a presentation that I was a part of the group for. Um, I was the one who gave the presentation, despite having the lowest amount of knowledge. They basically just gave me a bunch of cue cards, and I was the one who spoke because I was the best at ad-libbing and explaining things. It's like I don't think that was supposed to be like the engineer's job, because usually that's not what you expect from the engineer. The engineer's supposed to be the nerd who doesn't want to talk to anyone. You know, that was after I had started doing YouTube as a hobby, which definitely helped. What do I need? I need the yellow. Like, the way I explained the art of speaking was, you just start talking and you don't give a shit what people think. Because as long as you sound somewhat confident, people will think you're right. Which I think is an explanation of how to speak from Plankton of SpongeBob. Oh my. Here's a follow there. What do I want to do here? I want to create a highlight. That was literally the phrase, right, from Plankton. Correct! Which episode was that? Oh, that was the band episode, wasn't it? The marching band. Because I think that was when Squidward told them to just be loud, because then people will think they're good. How far around do I want to bring the highlight? Yeah, the Super Bowl. I remember that episode really clearly. It might be because it's actually in like a good portion of the videos that the SpongeBob YouTube channel brings out, the official one, and it's also in a lot of meme. Was it the out of context SpongeBob videos that people like to throw up? I've been watching so many out of context videos of old cartoons. Is it really old cartoons? It's not like old cartoons, because I also started getting rap god. YouTube has started recommending me 1950s, 1960s Looney Tunes, which I've been watching a little bit of. Gotta say, apart from the fact that I have seen some of those episodes when I was a kid, because my parents had recordings of them on videos, which makes me feel old, because that was like the old school VCRs. There was certainly a charm to the very old school Looney Tunes. I want to bring this highlight around the head further. I'm gonna do it like this. I should. Okay, I don't like this amount of yellow. I'm just gonna make this lighter. I'm just gonna do like a big triangle like this. Be a little bit lazier to highlight. Turn this down a whole bunch. I think the most notable thing from the Looney Tunes was like the orchestra was something that was completely dropped. I feel like from future cartoons. I mean, Looney Tunes it doesn't really feel like watching it now. It doesn't feel very child oriented. I mean, I can tell you from one of the Warner Bros. I think it was like I don't know if it's an official channel. I think they're verified, but I don't know if it's official. But the Warner Bros. Classics, you really realize how often they shoot people in the face and how often nitroglycerine is named as a substance by name and how often they get drunk. Like, they drink nitroglycerine a lot. It's wild. Like, I obviously didn't realize it when I was a kid watching them, but holy shit, there's a lot of nitroglycerine, and they explode a lot. Back in the day when cartoons were allowed to punch each other and shoot each other in the face a lot and nobody got angry. Let's just do a very simple highlight like this. It's like they have like these themed compilations, and there's literally a whole bunch of was it Bugs Bunny and who's the hunter? It's Elmer Fudd, right? The hunter. Because Yosemite Sam was the cowboy. It's like the Elmer Fudd ones. Every single episode, he is shooting someone in the face, like. And it's literally always something to do with him shooting his gun for some reason, whether he's hunting or not. I mean, even when he's fishing, he's shooting the gun. It's crazy. How do I feel about that kind of highlight? Less? More? Let's just put a cut through this one. Thinner cut right along here, shaping it to the hair a little bit more. That. I'll just live with that. How do I feel about the hair like that? Should live with that for now. Oh, I haven't actually done the... Where's this? Alright, and here and here. How do I want to do with this? Just like the underneath part. Do something a little bit simple here. Kind of purposely trying to make it not like overly detailed in some parts. Do that, and you actually want a separate layer here for like shadows for the back part. I don't want to multiply. Do I want to multiply? No, just color burn. It turn it all the way down, so that's just darker. Okay, I can live with that. Alright, what's happening over here? Where is... was it watching all of these out of context Cartoon Network cartoon ones, especially, I really realized how I missed the like golden age of cartoons. Because I think I stopped watching cartoons like right before Adventure Time started. What do we want to do with this? or at the very least, like my favorite cartoon nowadays from those old networks has been Gumball, or at least the most unhinged, out of context videos has been Gumball. I really like. Oh dear. Like a little bit up here. Because like was it when like my after school cartoons was what? What was airing when I was going to school? It was what? Teen Titans. It did Eddie. I know Johnny Bravo was on late at night, but my parents didn't let me watch Johnny Bravo. What else was on? I remember this coming up once when someone wanted me to look at a video game that was like styled on that era of cartoons specifically. Because I think it was like, alright, this it was the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, I think, was like this very specific one that game was styled on. Let's have a look at this. Cartoon Network show lists. If there's like a whole thing with times. Is there a timeline actually? Timeline. Maybe. Yeah, nicer timeline in this. Holy shit, that looks perfect to look at. Okay, there's a couple of images, so let's have a look at some of these images. What is a Reddit? Let's have a look at this. Oh yeah, that works. Sure, why not? Let's have a look at this. Let's say 1990s. Oh yeah, I think I was in this section right here. Was I in this? No. Oh no, I was in this section, like early 2000s. Because I remember Powerpuff Girls, Itty Itty, Johnny Bravo, Kids Next Door. What the heck is this? Let me see if I can get a better image. It's like as big as this image gets. This is as big as this image gets. Yikes. Samurai Jack and Courage. That's the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. What the heck is this? I have no idea what that is. Was I watching anything into this section? I know Ben 10 was after. Yeah, Ben 10 was after my time. Which sounds absolutely insane to say. Man, I feel old. I also don't know about getting these shows later because I live in the corner of the world. Because from what I understand, like we got everything a little bit later. So I wouldn't be surprised if like this section was like in the mid 2000s for me. I know that I never watched Ben 10. Ben 10 was definitely after my time. But I've watched Foster's. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, I do remember. Huh. That's weird. I know I've never seen Chowder. I don't know what half of these are. What the heck is Squirrel Boy? What's this glass? I mean, this is really like the second season of like Ben 10. Because Ben 10, I recently did learn that Ben 10 is actually what one of like the top grossing franchises in the world. It was kind of not surprising to see it's really like what was the first season, second season, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. It just keeps going. Because like what Gumball didn't even start till like 2010. Regular show didn't start till the 2010s. The 2010s. What else is there? Where's Adventure? Oh, this is Adventure Time. When did Adventure Time was 2010s as well. Oh, what else? As I looked at since I watched like one video on, was it We Bear Bears? One of those like from start to finish lore videos. Alright, I'll just leave the hair there for a little bit. Okay, let's mess with this bell. How reflective is this bell? A little reflective. Okay. How spiky is this spell? Did I make this way too spiky? I did. Do I have a good way of fixing this? Okay. And we want to also this side, probably a little bit less tall and a little bit more wide. Back side of the bell here. That pixel's supposed to be there. Not like that. Make it less pointy overall. Then give me this color. This out of here. Pop this in. Two. Paint over the top of that. Don't even care about the fact there's a line behind there. Can I pop these pixels out, please? That'd be very nice if I could pop these pixels out. What the heck? Get this out of here. Okay. Do I want to section this apart to work on? Should this be wider? A little bit wider. Me fighting those few pixels no longer matters. Glorious. Oh jeez. Bit of a weird angle on the bell. It's also not quite the right angle because the opening of the bell at the bottom is supposed to be lined up with the little pointy ears on it, and they're not lined up even slightly. I could just go without this part actually. That will actually solve the problem. Okay, how we'll deal with this? I want to go shape. Darker. That's not even the right color. Let's go gray and see if I can just color burn that in there. That's goes around to face the light. Let's just turn that down a bit. Grab this part. Pop that down a bit. This part. I get right on top of his ear. And grab this part and just. Then we want to go refraction. Grab a color from here. Go more this way. Blow the absolute crap out of it. Go like that, and I'm doing this on the wrong layer. Okay. Honestly, can I just paint that on? Just go. Fade it out a little bit on the outer side here. Hum. That a little aggressive. That's a little aggressive. That's not enough. I can live with that. Alright. Then we need to grab this piece. Sure. Alright, what do I want to do with the skin? First up, let's add a shadow for the hair. A little bit purple. Well, there, maybe. Just see what kind of color I'm getting here. No. Go more this way. More this way, more this way. And then just turn that down a whole bunch. More saturated? Maybe? That feels okay. Alright, so bring this. And dealing with these hair shadows is so much easier when the image doesn't move. Bum, 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 bum. Have an overall shadow there. Bring this down. And I've been thinking of like getting the one of those apps that turn PDFs into audiobooks. Use on the trip. I think that might actually be pretty good. Like slowly putting more things on my phone for like purpose of not sitting in front of a computer. I don't know if I should check if like any other emulators work particularly nicely on a on mobile. Like running Game Boy. Running a Game Boy emulator off my phone has been pretty good. What do I want to do? Yes, add a basic blush here. I feel like I've actually like seen too many audiobooks. I mean, I've seen them on YouTube. I don't think I've actually like ever listened to any of them. Because like if I'm on YouTube, I just want to have the visual aspect as well. I don't know if that's just like a me thing or not. What do I want here? Up, turn that down a little bit more. How's that feel? Turn that up a little bit more. How's that feel? You know, on the note of like reading or listening in general, I have been looking for a reading app that could connect to was it Shueisha, because they have the I still have the tab open on my phone actually. Let me have a look. Let's At least I looked through their website and I can't tell if they have a actual like official app or not. It doesn't look like they do. Seems to be just the website. As much as the website works pretty well on mobile, it's not really a problem. So I was thinking of reading some light novels. You know, I gotta say, like, when you don't have like, and I think a lot of the novels on this website in particular, they aren't like particularly heavily edited, or basically there's no editors for the most part, apart from like the really like big ones. They probably do it before they post it up there, but the it was just really funny because the day I decided to like go looking for it, and I took a look through the just like the top of the list for stories. The first one was literally about was focused around the main character whose nickname was Condom-chan. I was like, god dang. And it was literally a story that was built around the trope of, was it the room you can't leave without having sex. I was like, holy shit. This actually sounds hilarious. I mean, it's crazy that that whole concept's actually become a trope now. I mean, I think the most wild bit was that it was actually like a at least based on the tags, apart from the fact that it was like a gag, like the obvious one was that it was a gag comedy. Then it was also listed as, was it isekai and reincarnation. So I think the person gets plopped into managing this room by a god based on the blurb. And then there's also both tags for girls love and boys love. So it really gets real hot and steamy in that room, because it seems like they just dump people in at random and just do something funny with the situation. I think it's like, at least from the blurb and the tags, that feels like the general flow of the story. Because at the very least, it doesn't. There's no like, was it actual like romance or pure love tag on it. It sounds very much like, we dumped two people in here, you gotta make them do the deed or they aren't leaving. Have fun, good luck. Oh wait. Okay, well, either way, I think we'll finish up here for today. It's the main complex parts mostly done, because as much as I don't like dealing with the body or clothing in general, with how the creases and stuff have to go, the body is most of the way hidden, so I don't know how to think about it right. And well, the other side of or the other shot of Miko here is facing backwards, so it's mostly just the fact that I haven't put the text on yet. Where's the text? Text that needs to go on there, and the text that needs to go on here from the logo that I need to figure out. But that's fine. I feel like it should be okay anyway. Well, that's gonna be the main challenge for the rest of the week. I feel okay in terms of how I'm doing for time. I might just throw down the remainder of the flats, at least for the other parts so that the whole thing would just be focused on coloring. The detailed parts of the coloring next time. Alright, so anyways, that will do it for today. So, thank you very much for watching today's session on coloring. If you want to see more of this or other things I do, really subscribe or following, depending on where you're watching from. Leave a like because that helps me out, and I'll see you again next time.